Here are some names to watch for the Vikings as the trade deadline approaches. Welcome back to Onebar and Lupagus Show. I'm Lupagus here with Onebar, and it's a big day in the NFL. The trade deadline is here, about 3 o'clock today Central Time. It will be gone. So who are some names to watch as the deadline looms?
Yes, happy trade day to all, and to all happy trade day. Vikings, everybody's listening to them as potential buyers. A lot of us scuttlebutt. So let's talk about some players before we get into that. Hit that sub button. Let's get to 10,000, baby. Let's get to 10,000. In the meantime, hashtag 8,000 in the comments. Still a chance to win some of our beautiful giveaways. Also grab yourself a lift bridge, just like the Vikings might grab themselves a brand new shiny player today.
Yeah, we're going to talk about some different areas, some different names, the names that have been the hottest, and the one that doesn't want to go away, the one that still is lingering. This guy's going to get dealt, but will it be to the Vikings? Wide receiver, Brandon Cooks. Looking at this guy, he's actually, sneaky good. Doesn't get enough credit for how good he is and how consistent he's been. I mean, when you play in Houston on a horseshit team, that does tend to happen. But in the past, he's gone for first. He's gone for seconds. This guy's been traded more than your old 1986 Bo Jackson.
Never trade that.
The updated set.
That's a tops traded, sir. That is a tops traded. Would never trade that.
Yeah, well, anyway, again, the Vikings, they really seem to want to add a piece to the receiving core, and Brandon Cook's that name that just keeps hanging around there.
Yeah, he's so good that every team he goes to, they trade him away. And yesterday, somebody in the know put out there that the Texans want a second-round pick for him. That doesn't sit overly great with me, but it is Brandon Cooks. He's a very good wide receiver. It's still the biggest question for me is just, I don't know, they're just not happy with their wide receivers. Adding another piece, Jalen Reagor, who they traded for a fourth-round pick. So that's confusing, but Brandon Cooks would definitely make this team better.
It would make me smile anyway. I mean, obviously the draft compensation would tend to make the link to my smile. If it's a third, I'd smile harder. If it's second, like this.
Yeah, if it's a second, be like, wow. It shows how aggressive this current Vikings front office coaching staff is. They are all in. They all want to win, and Brandon Cooks would help. I think, yeah, who knows? I would like to give my prediction, but who knows? Who knows where Brandon Cooks probably end up being a Giant or something.
Probably. Let's move to one I think is actually pretty realistic. There's some pretty decent smoke around this one, and I'm going to butcher his name, but Irv Smith Jr. has a high ankle sprain. He's going to be out for a while. Shocker on that one. Johnny Munt, as good as he was, as good as he's been, as good as he will be, I think the Vikings are going to look to bring in a tight end. And the name that's been floating around now, Albert Okwuegbunam from the Denver Broncos. They call him Albert O. And this guy, looking at he was a pretty high draft pick. I think he was a second or third rounder, 6'5", 258 pounds. He's got good size, good athleticism. Just, he went to Denver with some shaky quarterback play, and now he's gotten buried with some other guys there. Albert O, a guy the Vikings could definitely be sniffing around.
Albert O, fourth rounder out of Missouri. Like you said, good size, speed. His big thing is he can't block worth a shit, and that's why we wouldn't bring him here anyways. But Irv Smith, like you said, he's out. He's kind of like an Irv Smith type of tight end. So they would just kind of be replacing him. And I don't think this is going to cost very much to get this guy. It seems like Denver just wants nothing to do with this guy. They're damn near giving him away. And what? I would take him. I'm going to give you a nice late round pick for old Alberto.
6th, 7th, I'm fine with that, whether it's this year or the next. They have a ton of tight ends there too. They got the Greg Dulcich now who's kind of stepping up. They got that Beck guy. So it's not like they really need Albert O on that team. He's only caught 7 balls this year for 50 yards. He's got 3 career touchdowns, but he had in 21, he had 33 receptions for 330 yards. So the guy has produced at the NFL level. I actually, for that compensation that's probably going to take to get him, I'd be okay with this move. Yeah,
I'll take him over a Mike Gesicki, where we're giving up probably a lot more. And we all know so far anyways, tight end really hasn't been that huge, at least when it comes to numbers. But we'll see. But I would rather go this route than a big splashy tight end.
His full name is Albert Chukwuneka Okwuegbunam.
Not bad. I think he killed it. Nailed it.
It's a mouthful. All right, who you got? You got somebody else that Vikings are names we should be watching today?
There's a lot of slot cornerbacks. That clearly is one of the, especially when it comes to Vikings fans, a position that they want to upgrade on. There was Williams from the Denver Broncos, but let's look at Mr. Sean Murphy Bunting of the Tampa Bay Bucks, another Slot corner, another guy that is just not seeing the field as much as he used to. I think he's been like 12% of the snaps this year. Good slot corner. He's cheap, and he's going to come at a cheap price, and he would be a guy that would come in right off the bat and push old Chan and Sullivan for his spot right away.
Yeah, look at the guys they're bringing in. It's actually going to upgrade a position on this team. Slot corner is the big one. I'd be all for it. Actually, I thought Shannon Sullivan had one of his better games against the Cardinals, which still probably isn't a very great game overall, but someone like Sean Murphy-Bunting would definitely improve this defense, improve the secondary, and I think would definitely help this Vikings team maybe not be in so many close contests down the road.
Yeah, 6 foot, runs a 4.42, 5 career interceptions, only do $1.4 million the rest of the year. Bring that man down. Let's go.
Why not? Compensation that guy, I'm guessing like a fifth.
I don't even know if it would be that. I mean, he's not even playing for Tampa. What can Tampa ask for this guy? I don't know.
They could ask the world. They can ask whatever they want.
They can, but they're also appear to be pretty much done.
So can I try to get that trade to Bo Jackson from you?
Yeah, never. What do we got? We got one more, don't we?
One more. I don't know if there's any real fire to this one, but it's been all over Twitter. I've seen it a ton times.
Oh, I know this one.
The Vikings trading for Raiders kicker Daniel Carlson, bringing him back home. Again, it makes sense on paper. Greg Joseph's he's been asked. You can't sugarcoat it. The dude's kicking, I think, less than 69% now. I think he's down to 64% of his field goals made, missed 3 extra points. Vikings, close games. Why are they in close games? Because the kicker can't make a damn field goal or an extra point when it matters the most. Trying to bring in somebody who can. Dan Carlson wasn't good when he was here, but damn it, he's been good as a Raider. And I like it, though I don't think it's probably going to happen.
Yeah, he hasn't been just good with the Raiders. He's been like the best kicker in the league. So God knows what this trade compensation would be. We gave up a 5th rounder for Kari Vedvik. To get the best top 5 kicker in the league probably is going to cost way more than you want for a kicker. And the funny part is this would technically be the second time we're trading for Daniel Carlson, because when we drafted him, we gave up 2 picks to trade up and get this guy. So this would be a 2-time trade for old Danny boy.
He's worth it. To have that leg on this roster, that big old accurate hog would be a glorious thing. The only thing I'd worry about is if the Vikings curse comes back and he comes back here and he just sucks.
It would. That's why just stay in the course. Go with these random kickers. Let him come here and see what happens. We don't want to take a guy like Daniel Carlson and ruin him. But could you imagine if the Vikings actually trade for a kicker? I mean, Twitter would explode. It would just be hilarious.
Yeah, definitely. It will be something I
can't
give him Greg
Joseph and a future 7th round pick.
Yeah, I'd probably take Greg Joseph. Need somebody over there. All right, well, whatever does happen, those are names to watch. We'll be on immediately after the Vikings make a trade. If they do that, we'll see. 3 o'clock's the deadline. A lot of times you see these moves made about an hour before that. We'll see. It'll be exciting. Keep watching that Twitter. Keep hitting refresh, and definitely keep checking back, because we'll be all over that thing like flies on poop.
Oh, gross.
And remember this. Pigs can become alcoholics.
Wink.
I might be a pig.
Wink.